The world is composed of both light and darkness, truth and deceit, love and disregard. The human experience is composed of a combination of all these factors as well. Without the darkness, we could not appreciate the light. Without deceit, we could not recognize truth. Without experiencing disregard, we could not fully appreciate love. There is a fundamental question that we must answer. It is the question as to where the darkness, deceit, and disregard come from. Once we answer that question, we must ponder how to suppress or discard the darkness in favor of light, truth, and love. It has been said that what you focus on expands. Choosing your focus carefully can have a significant impact on your life. There is a common belief among some that darkness originates within us, that we are born with it. As we grow, it grows with us and becomes more difficult to manage. Others believe that we are born with a clean slate. We are nothing but light. As we grow, the light begins to fade and darkness is allowed a tiny foothold. Both points of view allow for the darkness and light to coexist, but one focuses on the struggle and the other on the triumph. This focus contains the key to suppressing one in favor of the other. As an avid people watcher, I am always fascinated to observe the many different ways that people carry themselves. There are the slouchers. As they approach, their eyes sink to the ground. They hold fast their baggy clothing and attempt to camouflage into their surroundings. Eyes are hidden behind their long, draping hair, as a continual struggle to hide the light inside. Little do they know the magnitude of that inner light. Little do they realize how much they have to offer. Little do they understand how essential they are for great things to happen. I used to be a sloucher, but no more. The next group I notice are the too cool for you types. They stand so tall their noses seem to brush the ceiling as they pass. Their walk seems rehearsed, their speech sounds complimentary, and their communication appears confident, but somehow all they do lacks sincerity. These are they who mimic and try to please. Competition is fierce to be at the top, and often comes by crumbling the esteem of others in order to feel bigger. Although they go through the motions as to appear to be filled with light, they are actually giving in to the darkness. They are willing to see others as less than themselves, when in truth we all have equal potential. Thank goodness I avoided flirting with that kind of an existence. The third group seems oddly familiar to me. Everything I notice here seems to strike a chord deep within. These people approach with a smile, and even seek eye contact out from those who pass. Their backs seem straighter than they have been in the past. They are not quick to anger, but when things aren't perfect, anxiety is high. Their choices are preset, and therefore peer pressure has less an impact on their decision-making. Although their lives are not perfect, they do make a conscious effort to make choices each day that will bring them the results that they desire. They desire the light, and desire for others to recognize the light they have within themselves. Darkness may get a temporary hold, but it can be vanquished through the friends and the things they continually surround themselves by. This is where I currently struggle to be. I see still others who walk tall, yet not arrogantly. They look people in the eye and are warm. They radiate a feeling that you are of worth, and for a moment you get a glimpse of your full potential. You want to be around them as much as possible, because it just feels right to be there. These people know where they are going, and refuse to hurt others along their path. They are continually radiating light. All struggles with darkness are minor, and seem to be easily overcome. One day, I hope to be here with this group, helping others come from where I've been. We can look at samples from fiction and from other real-life examples and find the same things. Lord of the Flies describes the behavior of young boys who are stranded on an island. A combination of their fear and a lack of adult leadership result in the boys turning to their carnal and animal-like behaviors. Throughout the book, William Golding uses light and dark images to show the inner struggle facing not only the boys, but all of mankind. When they were first stranded, they made an attempt to create a basic society and social structure for them to exist in. As time went on, however, pride and jealousy crept in and created chaos. The end result was that the boys suppressed the light, truth, and love in favor of darkness, deceit, and disregard. In Victor Hugo's novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Archdeacon Frollo looks at the common folk as filthy. Yet he does not see anything wrong with himself. In reality, he is lustful and greedy. His pride blinds him into believing himself to be pure, righteous, and chosen of God to rid the world of evil. In the novel Les Miserables, by the same author, Jean Valjean has a major change in his life. The officer Javert chases him down throughout the novel. Throughout, Jean Valjean shows neither hate nor malice toward Javert. He sees the officer through eyes of a merciful man. The same author wrote these two characters. He focused one of them on the darkness and one of them on the light. J.K. Rowling has written, "You have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy. It's only too easy to do the wrong thing, to slip away into carnal desires. Those who are truly great fight against all that is dark and all that is easy. They fight until they deserve the title conqueror." Oprah Winfrey is an example of one who has been able to choose the light, truth, and love in spite of all of life's circumstances. Horrors and malice haunted her childhood. Nevertheless, she broke away from such a life. She grew into one of the most successful women of our day. A broken home, abuse, and poverty were factors in creating the strength she is now able to exhibit. Instead of being the roadblocks that caused more misery, they were the stepping stones that launched her forward. Not only has she made personal progress, she has also dedicated her life to helping others. Darkness is the absence of light. This makes choosing to focus on the darkness totally and utterly useless. All of that focus and concentration merits nothing. Attempting to see while in a dark room is ineffective. Shadows may become visible, but there will never be a clear perspective until light enters the room. Focusing on the light does not mean that you are oblivious to the darkness. It is simply a choice to highlight the good over the bad, to see the positive above the negative, to recognize the victories over defeat. Dark images surround the world every day. They can be ignored. They do nothing for us. Light images surround the world every day too. A continual focus on these does not imply that darkness can never penetrate. It does, however, help to keep the darkness at bay. An indestructible shield that protects people from everything does not exist. Those who resist the best are those who keep the temptation out of sight. In overcoming a bad habit, a choice can be made to quit. Instead of sitting around thinking, worrying, and talking about it, taking a positive action is choosing to move towards the light. The world is composed of both light and darkness, truth and deceit, love and disregard. So are people. These factors are constantly pulling us in different directions. There is continual movement towards the light or towards the darkness. It is similar to mountain climbing. Along the way to the summit and the way back to camp, there may be brief pauses, but there's a continual motion in one direction or another. As I people watch, I am aware that I am seeing them during a brief pause, but that they are always in a constant state of change. They are either moving towards the light or allowing the darkness a greater foothold. I am in the same state. The choices we make and where we put our focus, energy, decision-making, and whole selves eventually determines the end result.